Hi guys, good evening and welcome back. So one of our channel viewer asked us to make a video on the scenario based questions. So today, I am picking up some of the manual testing scenario based questions. So let me know if you are interested in automation scenario based questions as well, or API scenario based questions as well, or managerial round scenario based questions as well. So I would love to do a video on those as well. So let me see how the response comes. Based on that, we will move on. So today, let me go by the top 10 scenario based interview questions out of manual testing. So the very first question, I took it and even I faced in the interviews, is that if the requirements keep changing during testing, so how do you handle that? So it's very often it happens, guys. So in the agile methodology, the requirement will be keep changing, and once the feature is ready and we will be testing it, and once the customer, they, if they come up with some changes, or if they want to add some changes, so definitely they will be keep coming and keep changes will keep happening. So for that, how to handle that scenario? So the first thing is we should be ready for the change, because customer is the ultimate and the client is the first priority. So we should be ready for the change, and accordingly we have to modify our test cases, and accordingly we have to run our regression testing suites, and accordingly, whatever the test cases, extra test cases we have to add, and if we are removing out of any features, and we have to remove out of all those test cases from the test case, and basically the test case should be updated, and accordingly we have to rerun the test cases. So that is how we have to handle the change in the requirement. Okay, so but the thing is we should be ready for the change, because the change will be will be going through so many approvals, so you don't have to worry about that. Once everything is approved, then only developer will start implementing it. So we have to accordingly we have to update our test cases. So that is the thing. So then comes if bug is missed, but the client figured out the bug in UAT, what he will do? This is a kind of a, how do I tell, guys? So it's it happens sometimes. So it will be missed out of our test cases, and client will be figuring out our bug, and they will be posting it through tickets. So it's sometimes it's very difficult, but in real time it will be very difficult. Even I have come across such issues, but ultimately the point is we have to rectify what went wrong and why it is missed. So that is the first thing. We have to find out the root cause, and we have to make sure that test case is updated, and that test case is retested, and the entire feature is retested in the production. Once the production is releases, once if the client is figured out the bug, and we have to rerun all our test cases, and we have to make sure that there are no further issues. That is one thing. Second thing is the issue whatever they reported, so that issue should be we have to identify the root cause, and we have to figure it out, and we have to update our test cases. And also for future tasks we should be very careful, and extra careful we should be. It depends on the priority of the task. Say for example, some features will be very high priority, client will be eagerly waiting for the feature, guys. So that time, whenever we deploy the feature, if they come across the issue, then it's a kind of a reputational question, and brand, it may go somewhere else also. So be careful when it is moving to production. Find out all possible issues during the local testing, whether it may be prod, pre-prod, or UAT. Wherever it is possible, there only you have to find all possible issues. So don't let even single issue to go to production. So double verify your tasks, and then you deploy the task. Okay, so that is the thing. Then comes the web page loads slower in production, but if it is working in pre-prod and local. And this is also common question, and this is also common experience we all have gone through. Okay, I mean, at least I have gone through it, guys. In local everything will be working. Once it is moved to production, something will be happening, something will not work only. So the point is, because in the local sites the user load will be less, and the response time will be less. Everything, the moment when we send the request, we will be getting the request fast and everything will be working smooth. The thing is, once it is going to production, so the too many users start using it, and they will start facing the slowness issues. I faced this issue, guys, so I have come across this kind of an issues in my experience. So there is no doubt, so those kind of issues will be there, so we have to figure out what is the issue and how it is happening, and we have to go through some performance analytics, like what is the response time it is taking. Is it when the user load is high, that time only it is taking, or is it all the time it is slow, or what is the response time and API is taking time, or microservice integration is taking time. And say for example, sometimes our service will be working fine, some other service will be down in the production. So is it because of that? So it has to go through the structural analysis. So we have to analyze and we have to fix it. So that is the thing. Okay, so then comes if you report a bug that is not reproducible, uh, what you should do. So the basically these kind of issues will happen in the software. These kind of issues are very I mean, it will be there, but kind of the priority will be very low, because it will not happen every time, right? So the point of not reproducible itself is rare in nature. So in these kind of things, what we have to do is we have to note down all the steps how to replicate it, and we have to take all the logs and screenshot, and we have to document it properly, and we have to give it to the dev team, so they can go through it and they can analyze what is the issue, and they can come up with some solutions. Okay, so that is the answer for that. Say for example, after the bug fix, another feature stops working, what type of testing you should do? I think pretty much everybody aware about it. It's as simple as that, regression testing, and it happens. Say for example, if developer is making one change, definitely it is going to affect some other change if developer is not too much experienced. Say for example, intermediate developer or fresher developer, definitely they will not be aware about the module, and the moment when they make some changes, definitely the dependent module will getting affected. So we as a tester, we have to run the regression testing suite to make sure other features are working fine. So that is the overall concept behind that. So so then comes app works fine on the Android, but it does not work on the iOS. So it's it's a kind of environmental issue. If it is working on this environment but not in the other environment, so then it's an environment issue, and we have to find out is it the configuration is done properly for that environment or not. So then we have to report it and we have to get it fixed. So it's more of a configuration issue, guys. So nothing apart from, nothing belongs to testing team, but we have to make sure the app is running fine in the iOS also. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so login page has no password masking, is this a defect? As per me, it's an 100% defect, because the password is very private and the password is very secure. So it should be always masked. There should not be a way, there could be a way to see it, but only when the user wants to see it. So explicitly when the user wants to see it, so then only they have to click on the I button and then they can see it. But until and unless the password, make sure password is very private, and password is the key. So that should not be visible. It should be masked all the time throughout the application, whatever it is, guys, wherever it is, it should be masked throughout the application, throughout the ecosystem. It should be masked. So as per me, it should be masked everywhere. Okay, yeah, that is a bug. You have only one day to test a huge module. What is your testing strategy? This is a very important question, and even as per me also, this is very important, and we all will come across this kind of scenarios in the field of software testing. So here there is a concept called risk based testing. Okay, so the thing is, we have to prioritize all the priority test cases. Whatever the priority P1 P2 will be there, right? P3 P4 we will test it later, but the P1 P2, whatever P1 P2 are there, we have to make sure all those test cases are ran successfully and those are working fine. And the same thing we have to report to the management also. Then later, management should not come and tell us saying that so why this was not verified, why that was not verified. So before going to the production, so as we get only 1 day time, so we checked all the priority test cases. So the priority things are working fine, so these are remaining, so that if all working fine, then only we can ask it to move to the production. So these kind of issues will come, and we have to prioritize the test cases. Only priority things we can test, and then the remaining things we have to, after that we have to check. If the time is very restricted, that time we have to manage like that. Okay, so then you found a bug, but developer says it's a feature. It's like, we have seen in many memes. So I think it's not a big thing, but yeah, if they says it's a bug, we have to go through the requirement and design doc, and the requirement specification and other things. But and after that, this is what according to the functionality. If it is working according to the functionality, then it's not a bug. If it is not working according to the functionality, then report it to developer saying that, see, this is what the requirement is, but it is not working according to it, so it is a bug, so you have to fix it. If they are not ready to fix it, so then escalate it to the leads and BA and PO. So that's it. Okay, so you are testing an e-commerce checkout application, and the payment fails, but order shows it was confirmed. What do you do? This is a functional issue. If the payment fails but order is confirmed, then we have to go behind the payment module, why the payment is failing, and backend logs we have to check why exactly it is failing, and then we have to report it to the dev team. So basically, like, we have to run behind the payment module, even though whether the bank amount is deducted from the bank account or not, and whether it is, if amount is not deducted, is there any service is failing, or is there any integration is failing or not. So it's more of a backend side issue, so we have to report it to the dev team, and they have to fix it. So that's it, guys, from my side. Please do let me know if you want any kind of a scenario based question on automation or API or managerial round kind of a questions. So I'm very happy to make those kind of videos, and I'm very interested as well. So please do let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so that the others will also get to know about those things. And if you like my content, please hit the like button and share and subscribe to my channel, guys. Thank you so very much. If you have any concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching.